Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Um, Hello, Death Duck. I'm glad you're here. How are you doing, Death Duck? How is your? I think you're all the way on the West Coast. So how are things going over there? I think it's still morning there. So how's your morning going? You can see Munchkin. He's here. Hi, Munchkin. So he's joining us for Midweek Toast. So yeah, I just got home from work. And now we're going to make lunch. Like last week, I'm gonna make something with you guys. So let's see how that goes. I have here oh, Death Duck says he's been a bit sick, but at least I can be around for a bit today. I'm sorry that you're sick again, Death Duck. I'm sorry to hear that. Ooh, this smells very fermented. So I have here some mung bean batter. I made this last night for mung bean crepes. The batter is fermented. That's why I made it last night. So I fermented it for quite a long time, actually, longer than I usually do. Usually I make these in the morning. I usually prepare the dough or the batter the night before, and then I make it in the morning, but now it's afternoon. So what we're going to do with this is just mung beans mixed with water and sourdough starter. I use the gluten-free sourdough starter, so these would be gluten-free if you use, gluten-free bread, which we will, which we won't. I'm sorry, we will use bread later, but we won't use gluten-free bread. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just fry it on this pan, and I have the cam, kind of. No, I do have it. I was just trying to position it. Every time I feel like I position it differently, and it just looks so odd to me. But anyway, you can see my cast iron pan on here. It is hot, it is bubbling, which is what I was waiting for. We're gonna have to open a window now that I'm thinking about it. I'll do that soon. So have this here bubbling, so it's hot. And I'm just going to put 3 scoops of this. It's a little thick. Let me stir it in. That's because it fermented for like a million years. Yeah, it's good. So it smells very mung beany, which is unpleasant. If anyone knows what raw beans smell like, it's unpleasant. But it's kind of like an egg. Mung beans are a little like eggs. In fact, just egg is made with mung beans. So if anyone's curious how they make just egg, they use mung beans. So I'm going to put 3 scoops in here. Excuse me, Munchkin. Thin it out a little bit, but not too much. And then just let it cook. The trick is to be patient with it. So I have my glove. The trick is to be patient. If you try to flip it too soon, it falls apart. Don't forget the window. Yeah, I'll do that now, so I don't smoke myself out in here. Oh, the window is open. I'll open up the other one. Okay. Now both windows are open. Fine. Death Duck is looking out for me. Yeah, it gets smoky. You can see it gets smoky. That's okay. It's because of the cast iron and the oil on the cast iron. It'll get smoky. But just open a window, okay? And you'll be okay. So you want to let it cook all the way. I think I'll turn it down a little. I've never done it on the electric stove. Because I don't trust the electric stove at all. And I only use it for this purpose. But yeah, it might actually be done already. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So when it's done, it'll be easy to flip. Okay. This part needs a little bit more. This part's falling apart a little, so I'll leave it for a little bit longer. But basically when it's done, it should be easy to flip. I just turned down the heat because I thought it was cooking too fast and I don't want it to burn. But it smells really good. So if you were here, you could smell it. It smells bad when it's raw, but when it's cooked, it smells really good. I might have made this part too thin. No, I got it. Ah, just one piece got messed up. Scrape that off there. So it doesn't burn. There you go. Yeah, I got it. A little too thin. I think that's why this part had troubles. But otherwise, it's good. So you see, that's what you want it to look like. It's browned, but not burnt. And just flip it for another few minutes until it's brown on the other side too. And then it's done. And then we'll just keep going. And it, how many? I mean, maybe 12 crepes we'll make. And then I'll make a sandwich with them. So I'm going to use this like it's an egg. I make like a vegan egg sandwich with the mung bean crepes. I love mung beans. I get big bags of mung beans. These are the split mung beans. I get big bags of split mung beans from the Indian or South Asian grocery store. There's one actually today. I passed on the bus. I never noticed it before. What do they look like? Yeah, I should bring them out. I will bring them out to show you. But they're yellow and they are very tiny. I'm gonna bring out in like 2 minutes. I'll bring out the whole ones and the split ones. These are the split ones. I didn't think to do it. Death ducks are yellow and tiny too. Yeah, some of them are brown. I guess the baby ducks are yellow. Ducklings are yellow. Yeah, but I passed by an Indian grocery store on the bus back home, and it was called Desi Deli. I don't know if it's new or I just never noticed it, and I thought that was a funny name, like DESI Deli, Desi Deli. It was funny. Good name. Oop. You can see that? That's good. I'll scrape off that so it doesn't burn. And then I'll add the new one. Okay. So the same thing here. 3 scoops. Hi, Paper Paws and Whiskers. Death Duck says it was behind the pan cam. That's what we'll call it, the pan cam. So we didn't see it. So 3 scoops. How are you doing, Paper Paws and Whiskers? Oh, she's lurking. Ooh, Paper Paws and Whiskers says she's in the middle of a batch. When you're done, let us know. And I'll ask you what batch it was. What kind of batch? Okay. I made this one a little thicker. So we'll see how that works. Okay, so we'll let that cook. While that's cooking, I might get out the beans because it'll take a few minutes on this side. Oh wait, I'll answer this question first. Can Kixinen in the house let me know what you want to be called? What are you making? Welcome to the chat. We are making mung bean crepes. I have one here that we just finished. And when we're done, we're going to make them into a sandwich. I'm going to use it like it's an egg. If you didn't know, Just Egg, which is a vegan egg substitute, is made with mung beans. So it's not too far-fetched to make mung beans into eggs. You can also do this with chickpeas if you don't have mung beans. But Kixon in the house, I'm going to call her in the house. Kay in the house said, have you ever made mung bean steam buns? I have never made mung bean steam buns. I think the only thing I put in steam buns were they mushrooms or just veggies? I don't remember. I think it was mushrooms I put in steam buns. But I've never done mung beans. I'm sure that's good. Steam buns aren't my favorite, but I'm sure it's good. They're very, I think the texture thing with the steam buns, they're too they're too bunny. But I love mung beans. Love, love, love mung beans. Okay, Death Duck says, show the beans, show the beans. So I'll flip this first now. I got distracted. I'll flip this first and then I'll go get the beans to show you guys what they look like when they're raw. The dried ones. I have the dried ones. Yeah, we're going to show the beans. Okay, let's see. I did turn this down a bit. Let's check if it's done. So to check if it's done, I just go on the sides and see if I can pull it out. This one I can't pull out. Yeah, it's not done. It's stuck. All right, give it a few more minutes. I'll get the beans. And I'll give this a few more minutes. Okay, I have the beans right here. Everything's so topsy-turvy. How is it like that? Oh, I did that. That's okay. Let me check up on this guy. Yeah, see when it's done, it should be able to... This guy's still giving me a hard time. When it's done, it should unstick from it, basically. So don't be a spaz like me. I'll wait a few more minutes. I turned the heat down, so I think that's what's going on. So here are mung beans. The beans do look a bit like corn. These are the full ones. Let's see, you can see. Yeah, they're like peas, but they're smaller than peas, and they cook faster. So these are mung beans, but then you can buy them split. They're the same beans, but you can buy them split, and they look like this. These guys look a little like corn. So I used the split ones to make this. These cook really fast, too. Yeah, they're flatter because they split them in half and skin them. Usually get them in the paste form. Is that like an Asian, like an East Asian thing to get them in a paste? is falling apart a little bit. Maybe I made this one too thick. I don't know, because it looks like it's going to fall apart. And the other one stayed together so nice. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen them in a paste form. I don't think so. Is it sweet if it's in the paste form? Like, I've seen them make like red bean sweets with red bean paste, and that's sweet. They might do the same thing with mung beans. Yeah, I might have trouble with this one. Sorry, guys. I might have to heat up the pan a little bit more. There could be so many problems, but probably the problem is me. Yeah, I think the pan needs to be hotter because this one fell apart. That's what I think it is. I think it's the pan. All right. This one failed, which is weird because usually the first one fails and the second one's better. So the next one, I'll turn the heat back up. And Kay in the house said, yes, there's this little Vietnamese shop and they have a bunch of steamed buns with different fillings such as mung bean paste. That Duck asked, what do you use to season your cast iron? I just use oil. So I think I have sunflower oil. This cast iron does need to be reseasoned though. It does. But the first one didn't stick. So I think it's just probably the temperature on here. Turn it up a little. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's probably me. Let's see how the third one comes out. But the first one came out perfect. And now the second one broke. It kind of stuck. So we'll see. Yeah, that's a good question. Is it a sweet paste or is it a savory paste? Death Duck asked if it could be used to cook or just for filling. It's a good question. Stick it all together again. Yeah, that one's good. So on this side, it's good. Yeah. All right, I turned the heat back up. Yeah. Let's see if that was the problem with the second one. So for these, I should mention this because I'm having trouble with, I think that's the problem. The reason I think that might be the problem is because you have to get the pan really hot. Before you start putting your batter on the pan, it has to be really hot. Kay in the kitchen says, mostly filling for me. I'm not much of a cook, more of an experimenter. You're in good company. We experiment on here. Yeah. I made this a few times, but what I'm making right now was an experiment. I think I was trying to make something else. I don't remember what I was trying to make. It wasn't an egg. But it comes out like an egg, kind of like a folded egg. So, hi, Rusty Rhymes. Welcome to the chat. Rusty Rhymes is also a streamer, a much bigger streamer than I am. So you guys probably already know about him. But if you don't, Rusty Rhymes also streams. I know they stream cooking content. I think they also stream video games too, but he can let me know. But Rusty Rhymes, how are you doing? We're making mung bean crepes. Okay. We have 2 made. The first one was good. The second one got messed up. But now we're on our 3rd one. And then when we're done with making the crepes, we're going to make it into a sandwich. So that'll be fun. We're using it like it's an egg. Rusty Rhymes says, cooking in real life and games, we raise money for charity. Thank you, Rusty Rhymes. Yeah. So if you like cooking streams and games as well, you can follow Rusty Rhymes. I'll give him a shout out. Or them. It's a couple. I'm not sure who I'm talking to, but I know it's a couple. Oh, wait. I know how to do this. See? I know how to do it. Shout out given to Rusty Rhymes. Kate in the house says, I've been to Jersey once. Cape May, really beautiful up there. Okay, Rusty Rhymes says, if you see this name talking, it'll always be him. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know, Rusty. Okay. Yeah, I've been to, okay. Kay says she's been to Jersey City, not Jersey City, sorry, Cape May. Yeah, Cape May is really nice. Cape May is really nice. Rusty says Lady has her own stream, her own name, but only streams from mine. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, Cape May is really nice. I've been there once, but Cape May's like 2 to 3 hours from me driving. It's all the way in the end. All the way at the end of Jersey. But it is beautiful. It's beautiful by the shore. Where I live is closer to New York City. So I can actually see New York City. Well, I can definitely see it from my roof. I can't see it from my house, but from certain parts of my city, you can see New York City. So that's how close I am. Let's see what's going on with this one. Yeah, it should come right off if it's done. Sort of came off. All right, I'll let it sit for a few more minutes. And we'll see if the heat was the problem with the second one. So yeah, earlier we were talking about different bean dishes, and that actually goes with the question I had for today, which I can signal up like that. Fancy. So what's your favorite bean dish? Okay, are we beanie people here? Do we like beans? I love beans. So, obviously, I love beans. I don't think this is my favorite bean dish, though. Well, oh, no, I'm not sure. I think my favorite one recently is like the beans on toast I've been making, which is not the British version, because I make it with Rusty Rhyme says chicken, spinach, and beans. What kind of beans do you use for that? But I make this beans on toast with the black chickpeas, and it's really good. Really, really good. But I also make these lentil like cakes that are really good. Kay in the house says red beans and rice. That's a classic. Okay. That is a classic. Let's see if we got it. Yeah, this one's better. I think it was a little hard at the ends. A little bit got stuck, but no. See, it's much better. Yeah, I think it was the heat, because this one came out better. A little bit got stuck like right there, but really nothing. Death Duck says nachos and spicy bean dip. That's also really good. Yeah, I mean, all those are good options. Okay. I make these lentil cakes. They're based off an Indian dish. If you're interested, look it up. It's called Hanvo, Handvo. And they're really good. They're not sweet, they're savory, but they're, it's a batter, you bake it, or you can steam them. I bake mine, but I think traditionally they're steamed. But it makes the cake, and it's a high protein snack. It's really good. But yeah, I think beans on toast right now for me. I've been making that quite often. But I do like mung beans like this. I also do scrambled mung beans. But this was more fun, I think. It takes a little longer, and you get to see me break some crepes. So, but I'm a beanie gal, okay? I love beans. I know there's someone lurking in the chat who doesn't like beans. I'll show you how it came out. Came out good. See? Getting better. All right, let's do another one. So that was 3. This is our 4th one. Three scoops. So like that. Not too thin, that's a little too thin. Okay. And like I said, if you guys have a South Asian grocery store by you, you can get huge bags of beans. That's where I get these beans. I buy them in huge bags, like 5-pound bags, and I transfer them to the jars so I don't get bugs or anything. I don't like the prospect of having a bunch of open bags of beans and rice and everything. So I just put them in some kind of container. So I think this was like probably 2 pounds about in this jar of mung beans. So, but yeah, if you guys like beans like I do, and you guys want to save some money, because beans are probably the cheapest food you can buy, okay? And they're healthy food. Yeah, go to a South Asian grocery store and get them in bulk. So it's pretty cost effective, okay? And beans are really healthy. Whenever people talk about how healthy food is expensive, they haven't tried beans, or they're being picky about not liking beans or something. Unless they have IBS or something like that, then I'll give them a pass. But otherwise, if they're just like, oh, bean picky, yeah, they're being bean picky because I get it, Death Duck. Bean picky, yes, they're being bean picky, okay, because beans are the cheapest food. And they're very healthy, so eating healthy is expensive. People say that because they think they have to like eat organic all the time to be healthy or something like that. I don't eat organic. Most of the food we buy is not organic. There's plenty of good value conventional things, produce and beans and rice and other grains that are healthy. So that's the end of my TED Talk. I think this probably needs a few more minutes. Whenever I check on it, it's usually not done. But yeah, I think it was the heat. So keep it on high heat, even on this electric stove that I don't really trust. I don't really trust this electric stove. But even on this electric stove, keep it on high heat, okay? I can see the edges. You probably can't see it through the camera. Maybe you can. No, I don't think you can. I can see the edges coming up a little bit, right? So that's a good sign to me that it's probably almost done and that it's hopefully isn't sticking. Oh, Death Duck, I do not trust electric stoves, okay? Electric stoves might get too hot or they might be too cold. They take a long time to cool down too. So be careful if you have one, especially this portable one that I have. Don't touch it. I wait at least like a half hour until I touch it when I'm done with it. Yeah, this one came off pretty easy. That Duck says, I think I've seen induction ones. Yeah, induction ones are different. I was thinking of getting an induction one, but this one's pretty good. Look at that. It's getting better. I believe Death Duck asked, do induction stoves work with cast irons? I'm not an expert on the induction stoves, but I think they do. I think cast iron works fine with them. I think the reason I didn't get it is because I wanted to use it for filming. And I read a lot of reviews that said it was loud. And then I saw videos and it was loud. It was pretty loud, which probably won't bother most people. But because I wanted to use it for filming, I didn't want it to be making a lot of noise while I was filming. I guess when I'm with you guys, it doesn't really matter that much. You know, it's okay if there's noises in the background. But if I was making a video and I wanted to use the noise from the video or the sound from the video in my video, I didn't want there to be a bunch of noise in the background. So I decided to get an electric one. Although I don't trust electric stoves. I don't think I trust induction stoves either. I've never used one, so I don't trust it. Okay, I'd have to use it a few times. Death Duck, we should look it up later. Death Duck says the stove was loud. What noise does it make? It made like popping noises. I don't know if I can describe it, but I just remember it making popping noises. It was loud. It was a loud stove. It was like whirring. I don't know. It was interesting. But yeah. Yeah. So I have an electric stove that I don't trust. I've never trusted electric stoves since the first time I laid eyes on one. Okay. So mostly because they take like 30 minutes to heat up. And then they take 30 minutes to cool down. They're always too hot or too cold. Or just, this one's actually not too bad, honestly. Death Duck says, this is the sound I make when I want to see the beans. Here's the beans. Here's the beans. Guys, you guys gotta get, what's the word for that? My brain's not working. I'm working all day. Well, it's only one, so all morning. I can't remember. But you guys have to broaden your horizons. I don't know if that's the word I was thinking of, but that's what I'm going to say now. You have to broaden your horizons with your beans. If you have access to them. If you have access just to like your regular beans, that's fine. But I swear, there's so many different beans. And mung beans are probably my favorite. Or chickpeas. Death Duck says jump on the bean train, and I agree. We should be jumping on the bean train. Kay in the house says expand your portfolio. There's so many beans to invest in. Yeah, agreed. Okay, Mom asked, do you have 2 cameras? Death Duck. Okay, Mom says, do you have 2 cameras? These views are cool. And Death Duck said, right? Yeah, I have the pan cam, as Death Duck calls it. It's the pan cam. I do have 2 cameras now. I want to get it better, but I can't figure out the angle. I'm probably just gonna have to get another tripod to get it better. But for now, this is what we have, and I think it's pretty cool that we have a second camera. Okay, I'm gonna get 3 scoops. Onto the pan cam. Death Duck says if I get a third cam, you could turn dramatically towards it from time to time. Yeah, we could just get like 5 cameras and just have like one every spot, like one in every corner, right? And just be like it would be a production. Let's just say that. It would be a production. I want to get we can get a Munchkin camera. You can see him actually. He is right there in the corner. He's hiding a little bit, but you can see him. He's there. He likes to sit out here with me. He's cooking with me. Death Duck says he looks like a pile of books. Yeah, he's next to the pile of books. If you look like right next to it, you can see his little ear and his back is white. But he does look a little bit like a pile of books. But yeah, let's see. How many crepes do we have? They look pretty good, see? Oh, Death Duck says he sees them now. And see, like, they're pretty soft. Like, you can fold it up. But they're crispy on the outside. So we have 4. This one's the one that broke. The one that broke is still pretty good, actually. It's not too bad. It wasn't a disaster, is what I'm saying. So we have 4. How many do I think we're getting? I think we're getting at least 10 out of this. And you guys are in for another treat because my husband is home and he probably will join us later once we're done with this and we make the sandwiches, he can join us. Kay in the house says you could make like a layered crepe cake if you keep going. We could just keep creping it up, which we will, but we're going to put it into a sandwich. Death Duck says, are they like tortillas or are they more fragile than that? Let's see. I think you could use it like a wrap. When they get cooler, I think they might break a little bit more easily. Like if they're stale, for example, like tomorrow. But I think you could use it like a wrap. I haven't done it. I usually put it inside the sandwich. But if you're like, you want a high protein wrap and you don't want to use any bread, which we're a bread house, so we use bread. But if you don't want to use any bread, I think you could use this for like a high protein wrap and just put like tofu in it or something. Death Duck, you can put spicy bean dip and you could just like beans on beans on beans, but just make sure your stomach is ready for it. My stomach is ready for it, but make sure yours is ready for it. Because I'll put beans in the beans. I'll do it. Not today, maybe another day, but I'll put beans in the beans. Death Duck says beans on beans on beans. Yes, beans on beans on beans. Yeah, I can see it pulling up from the sides a little bit. So I know it's almost done. Right, Munch Munch? He said right. Munchkin doesn't like beans. He only likes dry food and wet food. That's it. Yeah, this one's good. As you can see, I'm a little rough on my cast iron, which is why I need to reseason it. But cast irons, like, even when you're rough on them, they'll last you forever. That's why I like them. And you don't need to oil, well, you need to oil it when you season it, but then you don't need to, oil it the pan when you're cooking. If you have it seasoned well, you don't need to add extra oil. So I like that about it too. And Death Duck says only dry food and wet food. What other states of food are there? I guess there's like in between. Like Munchkin won't eat beans, right? But he'll eat wet food that's in a can. What cat food that's in a can. But he likes cheesy puffs, which I'll consider dry food. He likes those. He was crying. It was so long ago. My friends gave us those hip peas. I think that's what they're called. They're like cheese doodles, but they're made with chickpeas. And they're like vegan cheese doodles. That Doug says everyone likes cheesy poofs, that's the law. Yeah, he likes cheesy poofs. So our friend gave us these hip peas, and Munchkin was crying for them. Like he wouldn't leave my husband alone. He really wanted those cheesy poofs. And they were made of beans, so maybe he likes beans if they're in the form of cheesy puffs. You know, you can make beans into a lot of things. Right, Munch? He's up. He's up! There he goes. He's back down. That was enough up for him. Back down. Kay in the house says, not a fan, and Death Duck said, it's the law. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble here. Might be in trouble with the law. I don't eat like a lot of chips in general. We don't keep them in the house. Obviously, if we kept them in the house, Munchkin would probably eat them all, so it's good that we don't. Munch, munch. Oh, the Bear Fan's here. Happy Wednesday, the Bear Fan. How are you doing? We're just making chickpea crepes. So we have 5 here, actually. I can show you. I can show you here too. So we have 5 of these. And I have a 6th one here on the pan. I think the batter will get us about 10. The Bear Fan says, dang, I'm already hungry. And Death Duck said, dancing ducks. Death Duck is ready to dance. Kay in the house says, those look comically good. Like I want to just pour an excess amount of syrup on it. Yeah, you can make it sweet. I think you can make it sweet. These aren't sweet though, they're gonna be savory. Like, I wouldn't pour syrup on it, but I think you could make them sweet. We're gonna make it like it's an egg. So we're gonna put it in a sandwich when we're done. And you guys are in luck because I believe my husband is going to come join us when it's sandwich time. Which will be before you know it. It's 2. Sandwich time will probably be in like 15 minutes. Let's see how quickly we get the crepes done. Maybe like 15 minutes. The Bear Fan says Jersey Girl only has a husband when it is time to eat. Isn't that like the only time anyone ever has a husband, when it's time to eat? Or when it's time to sleep? That's when we have husbands. Kay in the house says sweet and savory is a good combo though. Yeah, I like sweet and savory too. So now I'm going to have to try it. Sweet and savory. Yeah, it could be good. The Death Duck says I like savory syrups like melted butter or garlic butter or cheesy butter. The Bear Fan says it's the Australian way. Yes, because my husband's Australian. He's not, but he has an Australian accent. Death Duck says, wait, I think I just like butter. That might be so. You could put butter on these. I haven't done that either, but you could. Rusty Rhymes is laughing. And the Bear Fan says chicken and waffles. Enough said. I don't think I've had chicken and waffles, so I'm not sure. The Bear Fan says, yo, Rusty Rhymes, good to see you. It is good to see Rusty Rhymes. Or Rusty Rhymus, as I call him. Almost done. I can see it coming off the pan. Yeah, we're going to put, we'll make a sandwich. I have avocados. I have arugula. I have sriracha. I have pickled onions. We're going to make a sandwich with that. And I have my sourdough. I have one piece of focaccia left that we made last week. For those of you who weren't here last week, on Saturday, we made chili oil focaccia. And it was good. And then, so we have one piece of that left. And I also have 2 pieces of my miso. Kay in the House asked chili oil flapjacks. I think chili oil flapjacks would taste good, Kay in the House. It's totally that sweet and savory combo we were just talking about. But it was chili oil focaccia that we made, which is the flatbread with oil on top that, you dimple in the oil on top. So we made that on Saturday. And the video is still up on Twitch. And I'll put it up on YouTube in a I don't know. By next week, it'll be up on YouTube. That's for sure. If you guys are interested, all my VODs are up. But the VODs that are not on Twitch are all up on YouTube. If you guys want to go back in time. Death Duck says, I heard a bad word. I wasn't going to say anything. I don't know what I said. So sorry if I didn't say focaccia. Oh yeah, Rusty Rhymes. Ooh. Got anything fun planned for your stream next week? Okay. So Rusty Rhymes, he said next week we're going to St. Jude. Okay. That's good. For the charity, I'm assuming. And Kay in the House says that Jersey accent. Kay in the House, can you hear my accent? I think some people can't hear it. I do have a Jersey accent. Duck says, I'm still hearing it. I think it's my ears. Ducks have bad ears. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying, so I'll stop saying the word for the flatbread with chili oil on it. Because you guys are hearing a bad word. Yeah, I have a slight Jersey accent, but I think it's gone away, actually. The older I get, I think it's less noticeable. But yeah, when I lived in Boston, my roommates were from mostly the West Coast. Kay in the House. In New Jersey, we say Jersey. Someone said this, I think it was on Saturday. Someone was talking about how New Jerseyans say Jersey, and they said Josie. But in New Jersey, no one says that. No one says Josie. They all say Jersey. You're saying it all proper. No one says that. I've never heard that, except for people making fun of it. Are you coming?
It's pronounced Jay-Z.
Is it?
Jay-Z. It's like the Sopranos or something like that.
They don't say that on The Sopranos either, do they?
I
don't think they do.
Now it's Jay-Z.
Jersey.
Jay-Z.
My husband's from California, so he doesn't know any better. Death Duck says it's like British. The Bear fan says just like in Brazil, they just call them nuts. Kay in the house says, ooh, what part? Oh, you used to live in Cali? He's from LA. Yeah, born and raised in LA. Death Duck says South Bay. Oh yeah, we have a lot of Californians, breaking apart, in the chat. The Bear fan says Mid-Coast, from all over California. Yeah, but I'm the Jersey girl. I didn't go to California until I met my husband, who took me to see his family. Kay in the house says, told you that Jersey accent comes out every now and then. Yeah, I said I'm the Jersey girl. The Bear fan says, well, I'm live on the border of... I live on the border of NoCal and SoCal, right at the cutoff. You're Mid-Cal. We need another name for you. Mid-Cal. Death Duck's giving us instructions on how to find him. If you go to the southern part of the San Francisco Bay and then keep going as it turns into marshlands, then cross the street, that's where I am. Kay in the house says I used to live in Modesto. I don't know where that is, but I think you said it's in North California. The Bear fan says I just got back from Napa Valley. Kay in the house says then Santa Rosa. I don't know where these places are, just so you know. Death Duck says the heat there at Kay in the house. And the Bears fan says Firetown. Oh, God. I'm glad you don't live in Firetown anymore. But Death Duck says he lives in the swamp. That's what I'm getting from what Death Duck says. We live in a swamp, too. New Jersey is mostly a swamp. So we also live in the swamp. It's going to get really swampy this summer, I'm sure. Okay, the Bear fan, we'll see you soon. Kay in the house says, yeah, which is why I moved to Texas. Well, it wasn't my choice, but took a promotion. Okay, good. What do you like better, Texas or California? This one, the middle, is too thick. That's my fault. I'll just let it cook a few more minutes. Kay in the house says, Texas. Okay. Why is Texas better than California? Let me know. I've never been to Texas. I've been to California, and I think they have some trouble there. I won't talk about it now. But I think California is having some trouble. So I kind of see why Texas might be better, but I've never been to Texas. That Duck, you live in California. You know what it is. I'm not going to talk about it. I actually talked about it a little bit in the last stream, but that's enough of that. Aw, that's okay. It's too thick in the middle. Kay in the house says cost of living. That is one problem. And Death Duck says, oh yes, that. That is one problem. New Jersey kind of has that problem too, but not as bad as California. In New Jersey, we have the problem where I think the cost of living in general isn't too bad, but the taxes, like the property taxes, are crazy. So that's um, I meant the crepe. The crepe is too thick in the middle. That's why it messed up. But Death says too thick in the middle. It's pretty much the same thickness all the way from Oregon to Mexico. That's true. California's not too thick. Yeah, but the property taxes in New Jersey are crazy, horrendous, horrendous. A lot of people leave just because of that. You know, I've talked about moving to Pennsylvania just because of that. I don't think it'll happen, but I'll keep talking about it. Yeah, Kane the house is for what I bought a house down here. I would not be able to buy in California. Yeah. I imagine that you can probably buy like a mansion in Texas for the same price you can buy like a shack in California. I imagine that's kind of what's going on. It's kind of the same thing in New Jersey, honestly. It's pretty pricey. And if you move out of state, you can buy more property for less money. A lot of people do. A lot of people move out of state. They're done with the hey to hey. That's good. Let's do another one. Make sure the middle's not too thick. But yeah, we have a lot of Californians here. A lot of Californians. That's good. A lot of West Coast ducks. Okay, in the house says, I would love to be near the water though. Beaches down here are bland. Huh. I've never been to Texas, so I don't know what the beaches there are like. I assume you're right. I would be worried, like if I was by the water in Texas, I would definitely be worried about hurricanes. Um, we sometimes get hurricanes here too. Like we got Hurricane Sandy 10 years ago now, I think. It was a while ago. Kay in the house says, "Oh, I've been through a few already." Yeah, I would be worried about that. Whereas California, I don't think has to worry about those types of things. Although there's other things, fires, earthquakes. We had an earthquake here a few weeks ago. We had an earthquake here. It was pretty mild, like, but I did feel it. It felt like I think some people felt it more than others. Um, it was like a 4.8, I think, but all I felt was like the ground was shaking, and I thought it felt like a train going by, but we don't live by a train station, so I was just like, or train tracks. I was like, I think that's an earthquake, and my husband was in the bathroom. I just remember screaming his name. I'm like, Gonzalo, Gonzalo, I think it's an earthquake, but I wasn't really scared because I felt an earthquake before, probably like 10 years ago, like another mild one, and I was just kind of like almost like excited. Like I was like, oh, it's an earthquake, but it was mild. I mean, if it was stronger, I wouldn't have been excited. I would have probably been scared. Rusty Rhymes says fires definitely scare me. Yeah, that's what I always think of moving like out west anywhere. I'd be afraid of fires. And Death Duck says earthquakes are way better. We ducks just fly up and hover for a bit till they're done. Death Duck, I'm glad you have the ability to fly. That's helpful for you in the case of natural disasters. And Kay in the house says Hurricane Sandy was like in 2012, right? Yeah, it was like at least 10 years ago. How old am I now? Yeah, it was probably 2012. Uh, because I think I was still a teenager when Hurricane Sandy hit. Like an older teenager, like 18 or 19. I remember, because I remember Halloween. It happened around Halloween, and Halloween was pretty much canceled. It wasn't a really big deal for me because I was in college, but I remember we took my boyfriend at the time's cousin trick or treating, but we had to take him on a different day. That's how I'm remembering how old I was. Okay, I'm remembering that, and I must have been around 18 if that's the scenario that happened. But when Hurricane Sandy hit, I was honestly very lucky because I lived at college. I lived in a dorm, and we were fine. We were totally fine in the dorm. The lights went out for like a few hours, and that was it. We had electricity, we had running water, we had heating. Everything was fine. But other people, it was pretty bad. You know, people were waiting online, like these huge lines for gas. Some people didn't have electricity for weeks. Some people's homes were destroyed, especially if you lived by the shore. A lot of people's homes were just destroyed. Um, so yeah, it was pretty bad, but I was very fortunate in my situation. It didn't affect me that much, except I didn't have classes for like 2 weeks, and we were college kids, so you know we just partied it up. We were horrible, but yeah, we didn't have classes for a long time. Yeah, Death Duck is partying. Yeah, we had hurricane parties. We were dumb kids. Okay. Oh, maybe I should have waited a few more minutes. That's all right. We were dumb kids. Okay. So we were party animals, and we didn't have class for 2 weeks, and we all lived right next to each other, as you know. I'm sure, even if you haven't dormed, I'm sure you know what, like, kind of what it's like. At least you've seen it in the movies, or you've had friends who've done it. So we're a bunch of 18-year-olds. Like I said, the hurricane didn't really affect us. We didn't have class for 2 weeks. We didn't have our parents by us, and we all lived in the same building, or at least very close buildings. So you could imagine what happened. And we all had excessive amounts of alcohol in our rooms. I don't even think I drank at that time either, but we definitely did partied up during Hurricane Sandy. Death Duck says lots of card games. Yeah, I mean, we did play card games. We did. I really liked Apples to Apples. I remember we played Apples to Apples at that time. But, you know. Okay, Mom says, should I be hearing this? It's fine, Mom. You can hear whatever we can hear whatever you want. Kane House sounds like a good time to me. And Death Duck is laughing, and Death Duck says, right? Honestly, like, it's nothing I wouldn't tell you anyway. Okay, Mom. You know. But we did play card games. We liked Apples to Apples a lot during that time. And I think Cards Against Humanities was out already. People played that all the time. Death Duck, okay, Mom, spits truth. That's your second right of the day. Well, Death Duck, haven't you heard that mother's always right? Okay, in the house says, Mom, cover your ears. Mother's always right. I was a good kid most of the time. Okay. Okay, Mom says agreed. Right? I think 1 or 2 more crepes. Let's see what we got. 1, I can eat this piece. It's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have 8. I was right. I said 10. I think it's going to be 10 or 11. And then we'll get lunch going. Okay? I'm excited for lunch because I'm a little hungry. What's everyone having for lunch? Is anyone else eating lunch? Or if you already had lunch? Well, you guys didn't have lunch yet. You guys are all from California. What are you going to have for lunch if you didn't have it already? Death Duck says soon for lunch. Yes, soon for lunch. It is soon. Okay, Mom, what's your favorite way to eat beans? What's your favorite bean dish? I asked this to everyone before. Paper Paws and Whisker says, I had leftover Olive Garden. Did you have breadsticks? Yeah, okay, Mom, chickpeas count. Salmon with veggies. Okay. Death Duck says, what kind of peas? Chickpeas. Chickpeas. Okay, Mom. Why didn't anyone mention hummus? Okay, Mom says chickpeas in my salad or hummus. A really good bean dish is chickpea salad, and I don't mean chickpeas in the salad, which is also good, but I mean when you mash up the chickpeas with mayonnaise and vegetables and make it like a tuna salad, but with chickpeas. That is good. We will make that one day on stream because they make that a lot, so I'm sure one day I will make it with you guys. It's really good. Okay, underrated. Everyone should make it. Okay, Mom says, I like chili with 13 beans. That's what I want to hear. All the beans. Okay? We need to be putting all the beans in our chili. Death says tuna with mayo and crushed peas. No tuna. It's faux tuna, so it's a vegan version, and it's with chickpeas and mayo and vegetables like carrots and celery, whatever you want to put in, and you just mash it all together like it's a chickpea, like it's a tuna salad, but it's with chickpeas. Paper Paws and Whisker says yes, breadsticks. She said sorry for the late reply. Still working on my batch. That's fine. Kay in the house asked, are you vegan? Yes, I am vegan. Okay, Mom says the tuna version sounds good too. Sorry. Chickpeas are better. Chickpeas are better. I'll die on that hill. Chickpeas are better. And Death Duck says faux tuna. I love soup. Yes, Death Duck with chickpeas. Okay. I'm not even gonna correct you, Death Duck, because I'm pretty sure you know what I said. And yeah, so Kate in the house asked, "Am I vegan?" Yes, I am. So everything I make here is going to be vegan. That's why we have these mung bean crepes. That one's pretty good. Look at that. Death Duck says she's had enough of me. No, I haven't had enough of you, Death Duck. Never enough. And Kay in the house says, "How long?" That I'm gonna say 10 years. A little over 10 years. I don't have a vegan anniversary. Like I know some vegans have their like vegan anniversary that they celebrate like the day they went vegan. I don't remember when it was. So, but it's been quite a while. It's been a decade at least. Yeah, so I'm kind of an old school vegan in some ways. I feel like I'm always nostalgic for a lot of things that maybe vegans weren't like didn't appreciate at the time. Like there's some vegan dishes that are like that are really like old school. Like chickpea salad is a very old school vegan dish. Like it's just like it's classic. Okay, it's such a classic dish. And if you're a vegan, if you've been in the vegan community for a long time, you know about it. Another one that I talked about on stream before because someone was asking about ice cream, and there's a vegan ice cream. It's not really ice cream in the same way, but they call it nice cream with an N, nice cream, and it's all it is frozen bananas in the food processor, whip it up until it becomes a cream. It's kind of like banana sorbet, but you don't add any sugar to it. It's just bananas. So get really ripe bananas, put them in the freezer. I put them in the freezer already chopped up, so that way it'll be easier to blend it. Then you blend it right from the freezer, and it's kind of like ice cream. It's like banana ice cream, but vegans called it nice cream, and still do. You still see it, but I feel like I kind of nostalgic for those things that I feel like we've kind of moved away from them and gotten to like the kind of more artificial kind of faux meats and stuff, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I kind of like the Whole Foods things. I kind of miss them. I talked about this last night with my husband. Kind of miss the Whole Food stuff. Dead Duck, you don't like bananas? You don't even like bananas with peanut butter? I had that this morning for breakfast. Just bananas and peanut butter. So good. Yeah, so we'll have, after this one's done that's in the pan, one more. Kay in the house says, "What made you go vegan? Just curious. No hate. I don't have time for that." And Det Duck said, "I almost don't like them at all. Every once in a while, I will crave one. Sometimes too. You should try. You should eat more bananas." But anyway, back to Kay in the house's question. Yeah, what made me go vegan? So I had been like, so to start from the beginning. No, I didn't like meat that much. My mom, who is in the chat, can, vouch for this. I never really ate that much meat, and I would usually just eat a little bit of, say, if they made, my mom made chicken or something. I would eat. Death Duck says thousands of years ago in the beginning. I would eat like little bits of it, and I mean the kind of meat I did like probably was more so like the not so healthy ones, like breaded chicken and stuff like that. But if like my mom made like steak or something, I didn't like it. I didn't want to eat it. So I'd eat a little piece of it and then eat like all the vegetables. So from the get go, I never liked meat that much. But then when I was a teenager, I started to get into more health food stuff. So that's kind of where it started. It's like kind of health food stuff. I stopped eating dairy, and then for a while, I was only eating fish and eggs on occasion. You okay, Munch? I think he's got a hairball. And but then because I was in that space on the internet, I was introduced to a lot of vegan stuff. So I was introduced to the documentary called Earthlings. If you guys haven't seen it or heard of it, there's a newer one that's very similar called Dominion. I've never seen that one, but Earthlings was the older one that I saw when I think I was probably a teenager, so it was probably like 18, 19, like a late teenager. And like Earthlings is just footage of, you know, farms and slaughterhouses, and it's a pretty rough watch. Um, I I can't recommend watching it necessarily, but if you're curious, you know, and you're interested in this topic, then yeah, I would try to give it a watch. But it's really a rough watch, and I did watch it, and that I couldn't eat meat after that, and not even fish. There's a scene in there with the fish too, like it's um kind of graphic, and you know, it to me, and it stuck with me because I still don't eat meat. And I've seen other footage since then. Of course, there's always these, you know, investigations on farms and slaughterhouses. So for me, since I am privileged enough to have the resources and access to plant-based foods, and I am, and in fact, plant-based foods, as long as I'm not buying like the fake meats, um, if I'm buying like beans and things like that, which I am, they're cheaper than the other foods. Not only do I have the privilege of eating plant-based foods, I have the privilege of actually saving money eating plant-based foods. So, but yeah, essentially, since I have the access and privilege to eat plant-based foods, and I'm able to maintain my health eating this way, I see no reason for me to buy. Um, I I find no reason to buy food that comes from an animal that had to be killed, in my view, unnecessarily. So raised and killed unnecessarily. So that's my stance. It started kind of with a curiosity in the health food sphere, and then it kind of moved into an animal rights um, reason, which I think is what keeps me going. To me, it's not hard anymore because I've been doing it for so long. But to me, it's like my perspective. When I see meat, I don't even really see food, especially if it's like meat that's obviously meat, like a steak or something. I don't really see it as food. So, and the other vegans will tell you that too. Long-term vegans, it's not food. It doesn't seem like food anymore. Kay in the house is interesting. So I'm a meat lover, but I like changing up my diet. So sometimes I'll go pescatarian or even sometimes even straight veggies. That's good. Although I don't just eat veggies. I do like veggies though. When I was younger, the thing is, when I was younger, I would literally just eat veggies because I didn't, like I said, I didn't really like the meat. So it was kind of easier for me, I guess, to transition. My husband's coming on soon, so he also is a vegan, but he likes meat, so he can tell you his side of it. But or at least he used to like meat. And now he likes the plant-based meats a lot, and I don't really care for them. But I used to really just eat veggies, right? And now, since I'm a vegan and I'm kind of in that space, I eat tofu, I eat tempeh and beans and just like a lot of different foods. A lot. He's here now. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm back for lunch.
Oh, Kay in the house is, I mean plant-based, not veggies. Oh, okay, yeah.
There's food in the house.
And Death Duck says, omnivore here, but learning more about better balance and not indulging on meat-based stuff. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm glad. I think a lot of, or at least I hope so, wishful thinking. I think Americans might be eating less meat.
I think so.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. I think there's definitely been a big movement towards that. At work, we have a new food menu, and the most popular thing is the vegan chickpea tuna sandwich.
Chickpea salad. Yeah, the faux chickpea.
Mm-hmm.
It's faux tuna, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah.
It's a classic
It's
vegan
really,
dish.
really good though. But that's
Classic.
because there's like vegan mayo.
There's mayo.
But still pretty good. It's all about the seasonings because it does taste like a fish sandwich.
Did they put nori in it?
I know, but I think I told them to put Old Bay. So
oh, really? That sounds good.
I think at the end of the day, it's just about the seasonings.
The
really,
bear fan
right?
said hi to you.
Hello.
Oh yeah, the Kay in the house is not in Texas. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in other states. Although in Austin, Texas, I know you're probably not there, but in Austin, Texas, I heard there's like a big vegan scene there. All the hippies and hipsters. Get off my lawn, hip. Can't take me anywhere.
You know, from on screen, that bowl looks full. I was like, you're never gonna be done.
Oh. It's done. Just spread it out. This one's gonna be messy, I think. Okay. Death Duck says, I was born outside of Austin, Texas. Oh, and Kate in the house said Austin, Denton, parts of DFW. Yeah, I don't know what DFW is, but there's some parts of Texas that have hipsters there.
Yeah, 100%.
Death Duck says in Illinois. So Death Duck, were you born just outside of Austin, Texas, or in Illinois? Because they're very far apart. The Bear fan says Dallas, Fort Worth.
Oh.
I'm getting confused.
Dallas, Fort Worth?
Were you born in Dallas, Fort Worth? Or are you just saying there are hippies there?
What?
Death Duck said not just outside, but definitely outside of Austin. Yeah, in Illinois is outside of Austin, Texas.
Well, a lot of Californians are going to Texas, so you're going to get a lot more the hippie types.
Well, Kay in the house is from California now. She lives in Texas. I don't know if she's a hippie type, but he lives in Texas.
Texas.
Have you been to Texas?
No.
No.
Nah. I figured it's just like LA. Mexicans everywhere.
I can't even bring you on stream.
It's okay, I can say
that. Kay in the house says, I'm not much of a hipster, but I've made friends in the hipster scene.
It's Tex-Mex.
Kay in the house says, it's Tex-Mex down here. What do they call it? Tejuana?
Tejanos?
Tejanos.
Tejanos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're different from the LA Mexicans. They're the Chicanos and Tejanos. Well, yeah, they have a different way of talking too.
Death Duck says it's all Mexiduck around here. It's
Aw,
Mexiduck.
Isn't that just nice?
It's nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unlike you.
No, we have different slang words
I know,
too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
Washateria. Oh, Viva la raza.
That duck says Viva la raza, but he means of Mexiducks.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
he means the duck raza. Yeah, I know that duck well enough to know he does not mean Mex. He means the ducks. Long live the duck race.
Viva los patos.
Yeah, viva los patos. Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
For those who don't know,
Orale.
my husband's parents are from Mexico.
That was all the slangs. Orale, ¿qué onda? Orale, yeah. No, we're in Australia.
Yeah, Texas, we're in Australia. You have a nice Mexican accent. Yeah. He's multicultural, my husband.
Oh, you gotta blend in once you get here. Right? So, all the Mexicans are fun. They're fun to be around.
Mm-hmm.
No, all of the East Coast Mexicans, but a lot of the East Coast Latinos that I meet here really like the West Coast slang.
Yeah.
So every now and then, I'd like to turn it up for them, like, out of the way. Born in East LA, movie taught us how to blend in. There you go. Yeah.
Is that the movie you like?
No, I mean, there's like a couple of movies. Born in East LA movie. Are you talking about Born in East LA?
That duck says Dave's not here, man. What's that from?
Dave's not here, man.
Yeah, what's that from?
No, I actually don't. But I think you're talking about the Cheech and Chong movie, right? It's been so long since I've watched any of those movies. Ni modo. The Hubs is like a multi-tool next to Ozzy as an instant.
The bear fan says yes.
Oh man, they know all the slang.
What's Nimoto?
Nimoto, like
they're from California. Like most of my chat right now is from California.
It's California world up in here.
Yeah, I'm a Jersey girl. I'm the one left out.
Oh god, I always have trouble explaining it, but I know exactly what it means.
He's a bad teacher. He teaches me Spanish.
Horrible teacher.
And he doesn't. He's like, I don't know what this word means.
I know exactly what it means, but ni modo. Like, oh well, there we go.
Oh well?
Like, oh well, you know, ni modo. See, this is why I gotta visit LA every now and then to get my Chicano accent back. Because I am losing it. I'm gonna start saying Jersey things.
You're a Jersey boy now.
Pinche Hubs. You gotta be teaching her, fool.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Cholos in the house.
Here's
what the crepes look like.
No, I teach you a lot of LA slang.
You teach me a lot of slang, like neta way.
Like neta way? I taught her that.
One. Or no pues wow. I like that one too.
No pues wow.
No pues wow. So we got crepes. And now I can turn off this camera now. Camera's gone. Okay. So, Gonzalito, do you want some sandwiches? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So, we'll be right back. I'm going to get some bread and get some sandwich fillings. And we'll be right back, and then we'll make some sandwiches. Okay? All right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the scheduled break.
No hay bronca.
What is that?
I'll tell you later.
No cursing. Okay, so mine is still. Let me push this back so you can see everything. Okay, mine's still in the toaster. We have Gonzalo's. This is the focaccia we made. It's chili oil focaccia. Oh, sorry, you guys don't like it when I say that word. How do you say it?
Focaccia?
Focaccia. They said it sounds like a bad word.
Focaccia.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
This is a chili oil focaccia we made on Saturday. If you guys are interested, the VOD is still up on Twitch. And so we just toasted it.
That's pretty good.
The bear fan says, forget about it. Death Duck says, it's a duck thing. It must be. Forget about it. Yeah. So what we're going to do is, I don't know, whatever you want on it.
I'm just going for it.
You're just going to go for it? So avocado.
Thanks.
Death Duck says the video is stuttering for me. Am I the only one? Maybe I need to reset my router. Is anyone else having trouble with the video quality?
I'm gonna write it in the chat.
Just click refresh, the bear fan said. Yeah. Death Duck said screen refresh seems the worst. Just you, Ducky K in the house said. Poor Death Duck. Screen doesn't work. Yeah, since yours are a weird size, what do you want to do? Do you want to like roll these up, or do you want to cut it in half?
Yeah, I think cutting it in half so it doesn't roll around everywhere, right?
Yeah, I'll rip it. Kay in the house says, hold up. What happened? Yeah, Sriracha.
They're back.
They're back. Yeah, they're back. They're in the store again. At least here. I'm sure in California they're there. Oh, you're in Texas. I'm sure in Texas they're there. Kay in the house says, I can't freaking find one. I got this a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I got this. This one I got from the Asian store, 99 Ranch. I got this one from 99 Ranch. What order do you want this in? Is this okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Is one okay, or do you want?
Yeah, it's okay for now.
It's okay for now. Okay. Death Duck says we call it angry chicken sauce. Yeah, it's a rooster sauce. Is he angry? Does he look angry to you? Or do ducks just have like some kind of rivalry with chickens and roosters? Oh yeah, do you want pickles? We have these are onion pickles.
Oh yeah.
Made by yours truly. Kay in the house said maybe slowly but surely in the stores. Yeah, hopefully soon you'll get them in the stores.
Yeah, we did not spend $200 on sriracha.
Yeah, we we didn't have sriracha for like 2 years. Was it 2 years?
About 2 years.
Death Duck says it's not a rivalry per se, not like geese. But chickens are pretty temperamental if you've ever been around them. So are geese. Are chickens temperamental?
I think they might be a
little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna get my sandwich. Okay. Keep them entertained. Don't say anything weird.
All right, no promises. Let me see. I think it's Kicks in the House. Your coworkers are teaching you slang. I sometimes I miss that about not being home, like in LA, because I think I'm losing a lot of my LA qualities, my LA slang, my mannerisms.
You're a Jersey boy.
I'm a Jersey boy now.
Get over it.
I do like it here, but yeah, I do miss like some of the slang that we used to say.
Death Duck says, "Don't say anything weird." And then he said, "Do it."
Like the Star Wars meme. Do it. But you
I
don't
don't
watch
know.
Star Wars.
I don't know that meme. I don't watch Star Wars.
Star Wars has the best memes.
So I'm gonna do the same thing that he did, pretty much. So I'm putting some avocado on it.
No hay bronca. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Wait, what is that again? Oh,
No hay bronca, like there's no beef, no problem.
no problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was something secret because you were like, he said, "Oh, I'll tell you later," like it was something bad.
No.
Okay.
It's a hefty one.
Sorry, no manners. Just reaching over. Yeah, we didn't have this for like 2 years.
Mhm.
And I do make my own. So in the summer, I'll probably show you guys how to do it. Because I ferment the chilies. I want to show you guys how to do that. And this is really easy to do. Pickled onions, just with vinegar. Salt and sugar. Vinegar, salt, and sugar.
We've been buying a Thai version of sriracha.
We were buying a Thai version. What do you remember the name brand?
No.
We can show them if we remember before the end. Because we have it still. It's really good. Maybe she has it in Texas. How's yours?
It's pretty good. You could actually use another.
You want another
Right.
one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I made this one with mung beans. Remember last time I made it with chickpeas? Which one's better? You don't remember, okay.
I have a horrible memory.
Are they the same? They might be the same.
This one feels better.
I was saying earlier, if you don't have mung beans where you live, you can use chickpeas. I've done it with chickpeas.
This one feels better.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference? You
The
don't
other
know?
one's a little drier.
The other one was drier?
I think so.
Maybe I just overcooked it.
Maybe.
Alright, let's try it. This, I'm using my homemade sourdough. This one I made it not on stream. Sorry. I had miso. So I put miso in the sourdough. It's really good. I'm not sure, I'm not 100% on it. It's good, but I'm not 100%. I'll think about it. It kind of fucked up, oh sorry. Kind of messed up. It messed up the like texture a little bit of the dough. That duck said miso sourdough, and then he said racist. I'm not sure what was racist. And the bear fan said swear jar, which we might need. But now we have a longer text, so let's see. Kay in the house says, okay, I want y'all's opinion. I got a date this weekend. This will be our 4th date. I vibe with her. However, I'm not much of a partier anymore, and she is still that party scene, like going out and such. I am just now getting old and wanting to settle. Should I just move on? The dating scene is horrendous, and I don't know if I'll be ready to go through the gauntlet again because it took a minute to find this person to connect with.
Well, I think if like when you found me, I think that I was still not in a party phase per se, but
Tell our love story.
Yeah, not in a party phase per se, but you know, still not the best that I could be. And I think you found like the better qualities in me, and I guess I started like noticing and acknowledging that how much you wanted me to, I guess be better. And I knew the bad qualities I had, like the bar scene, the being out and about. And I think I realized slowly that what was lost?
Keep talking. They're
Okay.
talking about make me so.
Okay. And I realized that I was at an age where like, damn, I should change, man, because it's like it was pointless, right? So I think that people can grow together. I think that you know if you're both in the same mentality and both like each other, I think you could work on it. And I think that's probably good because you feel like you grow together. Like I felt like I grew a lot with you, right? I definitely not the same person that I was when I met you. I think my mentality has changed so much since then. Um, and yeah, I think sometimes you just gotta work on it. If you both like each other, like we have a friend who, she's growing.
She's still kind of a party girl.
Yeah, but I think she's slowly coming out of it, right?
But she's
Slowly.
coming out. So the thing is, she's coming out of it because she entered a relationship,
Mm.
and that's helping her come out of it. So when I first met Gonzalo, I was also kind of partying. I was like 26. I was still kind of partying. So was Gonzalo. But the thing is, these were bad habits, and we kind of grew out of them together. So I guess the distinction would be if this person wants to grow out of those habits. Like if this person wants to like settle down with you and just like, start a life. Like, what do we do for fun? I don't know. We watch stupid videos online. We make good food and eat it with you guys. We talk about how we're gonna save money and like our plans for the future. If this person's willing to like, I know it's just a fourth date, but if this person seems like she's willing to like settle down soon, then maybe it's worth pursuing. Because the thing is, like, I feel like some people, like I said, our phase didn't stop until we met each other. So some people like partied up until they find the right person.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that if you talk about kind of what your intentions are, right? Like if like like I'll let her know like, hey, we can go out every now and then, but it's not something that I like doing as much anymore. But if you still want to go out every now and then, because I think we did still try and have wine nights and all these
Mm-hmm.
other things. I guess to kind of slowly come out of it. And if you make your intentions like heard, and they listen to it, sometimes you gotta have patience on your side, and just know that it's not going to be an instant change.
Yeah, it won't be an instant change.
Yeah.
But I do think that, like, I guess depending on your age, I think if I was 35 and I was dating and someone was still a party girl, that would bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I was 26 and you were 29 when we met.
Yeah.
And like I said, we were both still kind of partying it up. And I think I might have still kept partying it up, maybe to a lesser degree, but I think I wouldn't have really stopped unless I met him.
Yeah. You just gotta,
Yeah.
hope you have the right connection and,
Yeah.
Patience. Patience.
I'm lucky that I met him. I think I'm lucky, and he thinks he's lucky too.
I'm very lucky, yeah.
So let's go back a little bit in the chats. I know we were talking about miso. So, Death Duck says I wasn't gonna say racist, but since we're dropping F-bombs now, and Death Duck explained that his joke was about miso because this is miso bread. Yeah, and then Kay in the house said she did say she ended a 2-year relationship. Perhaps that's her coping with that. Could be coping. And Kay in the house says it's not official yet, but I mean, at least to me that's what I feel like it's headed towards. But like, I don't want to waste my time. You know what? Yeah, we know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
And said I just turned 30. Yeah, I mean, I talk about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think our generation just doesn't want to grow up. and I don't. I'm not really pointing the blame because I think I'm this in the same boat. Like I think there are some things I do that are still somewhat childish, although I think I am striving to grow up. But I just find that there are people my age, 30, including my friend,
Mm.
who just want to go out and party all the time and drink like they're 22.
Yeah, and don't think of it as wasting your time. Kind of think of it as working on a relationship. I think that's the hardest part. Working on a relationship. It's easy to kind of
But she's 30 though. She's 30.
that's still you
Mhm.
could be 30, 35. Like you said, there's 35 club girls still. I think if you just work on it, I think eventually maybe you both come to the same end. But I think the working on it is the harder part, right? It's easy to say like, this one's not for me. Maybe go see if I can find something else. But it's harder to work on that relationship.
Okay. Sure. The bear said I'm a Toys R Us kid. Yeah. From bikes to trains to video games. Everyone's a kid these days. A lot of so what's funny is a lot of these companies that used to advertise to children now advertise to millennials. Right? Like all the
Mhm.
nostalgia is like hitting and all these like Disney World. Disney World probably makes more money from millennials than from children.
Mm.
We're just big kids.
The Disney adults.
The Disney adults.
Mm-hmm.
They're our age. The Disney adults.
Yeah, yeah. I have friends who have Disney passes. It's probably not the best thing to do with your money.
And you don't have kids.
You don't have kids. Well, sometimes they still have kids, but they still go. I don't know. I guess it depends on what you want to do, what your priorities are. But I think
So what Kay in
no.
the house was talking about, that's what I
Mhm.
said, like, if they are 30
Mm-hmm.
and they want to settle down.
Yeah, but just sometimes
Because
you
they
just
want to date
gotta.
a party girl. Yeah,
I
but you have to be on the same page, I think.
Yeah, you have to be. So you
You
have to
have to
have
be
that
on the same
conversation.
page.
I think you gotta
Yeah.
start with that conversation, saying, "Hey, dude. Hey,
Hey,
man.
man.
How you This is what I want. This like I think that I thought I still wanted to travel. I still wanted to do these things, but then as we kind of kept building our life together, we're like, you know what, travel is not that important, man. I think it's better that we save up money for like a house and these
Well, we
other
had one
things.
big trip.
Yeah,
We had one
yeah.
big trip.
And yeah, I think that right now you could say that you want these things, but then the more you kind of are together, the more you grow together. Your values can change what you want out of life.
I think that happened with us. I think we
Yeah.
changed a lot since we met. And I think that's a silver lining is I think people change once they get into a stable relationship.
Hmm.
Death Duck says house. House. I don't always get Death Duck's jokes, but I know it's a joke. I just know it's a joke. But yeah, I think people change once they get into stable relationships. I think the age that your 20s are really hard. And your 20s are really confusing. And when I was in my early 20s, I know I did so many things that were just dumb. And so did you.
By the way, Death Duck, you have like the best. What do you call them? Emotes? It's like getting
Emotes,
emotes
yeah.
for every
Everything,
occasion.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, houses are expensive. And I think that when everyone says like, oh, like I want to get a house and everything, just consider how expensive those things are. Like, I mean, we've definitely looked at the numbers, and stuff like property taxes, what your water bill is going to be, the repairs that your house is going to need, the
Hold
general
on, just
upkeep. Mhm.
good luck, Kay in the house with that. Okay, because you just said I have lots to think about on Saturday.
Mhm.
If y'all know any singles in Jersey, let me know. I like long walks on the beach and occasionally mooning people on the highway. JK, y'all be good. Sounds like you're leaving, so thank you for coming, and I hope to see you soon. And good luck. Let us know if you come back. Let us know how your date went. I'd be very interested. I hope it goes well because I want people in their 30s to find love. I think it's beneficial for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
How expensive houses are.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't always be the thing that you strive for. I think that sometimes if you just stay a renter, that's not the worst thing. But I think we have plans in our future that I think a house is beneficial. So depending on your circumstance, a house isn't the thing to strive for.
The problem is the property is just gonna keep going up. It's so tricky.
Mm.
Okay, Kate in the house said, okay, follow. Thank you for following. I will update you if I'm on Twitch again. Okay. We'll be looking forward to it. Deck Duck. Does the duck have knives? You certainly are the Deck Duck.
I think those are lightsabers, right? Those look like lightsabers to me.
Maybe they're lightsabers.
Mm.
I like the sandwich.
Mm. These are pretty good.
Pretty good.
Right.
Does it taste like eggs at all? I think it does. He says no.
I think it needs that egg seasoning that I like.
I don't like that though.
I love it.
There's a seasoning called kala namak. It's black salt, Indian black salt, or pink salt. No, I think it's black salt.
Mm.
And it's like sulfury, like eggs. So that's the seasoning he's talking about. Death Duck says, I think they're like party lightsabers. We don't fight with them. We use them at raves. It's why we aren't allowed to be Jedi. That's why ducks aren't allowed to be Jedi, right?
Mm.
I think it tastes a little eggy. But I haven't had eggs in a long time, so.
From what I can remember, eggs don't. They have and they don't have a taste.
They don't have a strong taste.
They don't, right? It's
They
just
don't have a
about
strong
texture. So if you can get something like fluffy that resembles eggs, I think that's good enough. But eggs don't really have.
I
a
like
taste.
this.
Mm.
I like it. Okay.
I think I mentioned last time that it reminds me of some sort of deli meat or something like that.
It reminds you of the meat?
Not meat, but it's kind of like a ham in a way.
Because of how thin it is?
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a meat.
Mm.
It's delicious. How do you like all the fixings?
Mm. I like it. It's like a good club sandwich. The bread is what does it, though. The bread
You
has
like
a lot of flavor.
a chili oil focaccia?
Mm.
Death Duck says, although I think that perhaps ducks and Yoda have a common ancestor, just a fanfic theory of mine. I've just decided. You should write that fan fiction. Tetuk says, the bread is what does it though. There's your quote for the stream. The bread is what does it though. The bread does do it on the stream a lot. Because the bread is the stream.
It's so good. What are these things in my hand?
I mean, chili flakes.
The chili flakes are good.
The chili oil focaccia, by the way, it's up on my blog. Let me put up websites. If you click recipes on my website, it'll show you all my recipes, and I have the chili oil focaccia up there. And if you guys make it, let me know.
It's really good.
Let me know. Thank you, Death Duck. I'm also on Discord. We are on Discord. All of us, except Gonzalo's not on there. Tell him to get on. If you're like interested in, like, there are already people on there. It's still slow, but there are people on there. And if you're interested in like sharing pictures of the food you make or what you bake, or just hanging out, there's other like channels for just hanging out. Join us on Discord. If you make something that we've made on stream, you can show us. But also, if you make something that you just made on your own project, you can show us. I also post on there, but it's more so for you guys when there's a lot of you guys on there sharing your stuff. That's the goal, right? But right now it's a lot of me sharing stuff. But some of you have shared things, so thank you. And I hope you're finding it fun.
You know what's bad about dating in California? You have to drive everywhere.
You go.
Oh, I was saying that you know what's bad about dating in California is that you have to drive everywhere. I think when I was in LA, because I didn't have a car, my prospects were very limited.
Yeah.
Whereas here in New York City or New Jersey, but mostly when I was in New York City, it's easy to get everywhere. And it's fun. It's fun to explore your city. Whereas in LA, you're just in your little bubble.
Death Duck says another advantage to being a duck, way above all the traffic. Like that. Was that my third time making it?
I feel like you made that several times.
I didn't. Maybe fourth. Third or fourth time making this. And it's good.
It's keeping its shape pretty good too.
Every time it's better. I only messed up one of them, and I think it's because I turned down the heat, and I thought it was getting too hot. But then when I turned it back up, it was better.
Turn down for what?
Turned down for mung bean crepes.
Little John didn't get that part of the song.
He didn't get that part of the song. The song was actually about mung bean crepes.
Little did you know.
Yes. So, this weekend on Saturday, I'm pushing the stream to 9 a.m. Eastern time, which I'm sure won't bother any of you. I'm doing that mostly because at 8 a.m. I think none of you are up, and I'm talking to myself, which I like to do. But I like it better when you guys are here. And the second reason is because we're making bread pudding, and it won't take that long. Like, usually I have the streams early because it's going to take a long time for the streams to ferment. And, I want it. I'm an early sleeper, so I like to go to bed early. So I don't, and also I want the sun to still be up when we're doing the last half of the stream. So I usually I start at 8 a.m. and then, and last week I think we ended at like 5 p.m. So it was good that I started that early. But we're just making bread pudding. It shouldn't take that long. So I have it set up for 9 to 1. It might not even take that long. I'll try some of it with you guys because, just for fun. And give you a taste test, give you my tasting notes. But yeah, so next week, Saturday, well, actually this weekend, Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully some of your Californians can come up, show up when you wake up. I know it's still early for you, but it's an hour difference. That Duck says it's pretty much just stirring breadcrumbs and chocolate pudding together, right? I mean, you're almost there. You're almost there. It is not breadcrumbs, but breads. I'm going to make the bread into little cubes, like almost like croutons, little bread squares. And I'm going to make a pudding and cover the bread with the pudding and then bake it. So you're not that far away. And so I'm going to make it a Lisa version, Jersey Girl version. So there's going to be a vegetable in it. If you're excited for that, those of you who know me well will know what vegetable is going in it. You will know already. But if you don't know me that well, you might be like, what are you putting in it? You'll see on Saturday. Death Duck says, wow, I was goofing off and now I'm already almost an expert. Yeah, Death Duck, you know what bread pudding is. You know what bread pudding. You ready for dessert? Is that what you got? My husband's got some clementines for dessert. I ate a watermelon this morning. I ate the half of a watermelon. You saw that? So I actually don't like watermelon that much. But we had this watermelon when we were in Sri Lanka. Those of you from California can now probably hear my Jersey accent. Watermelon. We had watermelon when we were in Sri Lanka, and it was so good. And they were like the mini ones. So I wanted to get the mini ones. I really wanted them. So I did get some mini ones. I'm positive they're not the ones from Sri Lanka. They're not. They're not as good as those, but they're still pretty good. So for breakfast, I had half a watermelon. So yeah. And bananas with peanut butter. Yeah, that's it. Watermelon. So you can hear my Jersey accent come out if you're paying attention. Certain words I say funny.
You run through all the Jersey words like daughter,
coffee. It's hard because if I do it on demand, it's not always right. Has to be natural.
Syrup,
guys. Syrup. It's not syrup. It's syrup. That Duck says daughter. Yeah, that's it. Daughter. But yeah, I'm the Jersey girl, syrup. So I have to have a Jersey accent or it's not right. And you guys will learn what a real Jersey accent is. And not just the ones you see on TV.
Jersey.
I've never heard someone say that.
I told you that. I'm not sure how early when we met, but I told you that do you guys say Jersey? And you were like, what? What is that? Like that's never been a thing ever.
I've never heard anyone say that.
And I'm like, they say it in the movies, so it's obviously right. You're just not saying it. Jersey. Watermelon.
It's a real Jersey accent, the kind you see in real life on the streets of New Jersey. We hear them on our porch. Our neighbors.
The beautiful sounds of Jersey.
The beautiful sounds of Bayonne. Our neighbors are great, but they do have strong accents. They say, for example, a really Jersey thing to say that most people don't say anymore, like young people don't say this anymore, but older people will, is use guys. Use guys for plural you, or they'll just say use sometimes. Use. That you do hear a lot. And Gonzalo didn't believe me that people said use guys. He says people don't really say that. And I said, they do. And then when we met our landlord for this apartment, he was like, yeah, use with a Z sound. And our landlord said something like, if yous guys need anything, let me know. If yous guys need anything, let me know. I said,
I was like, well, okay.
they say it, and now you hear it all the time. It does no thank you. Yeah, it's use with a Z sound. So yeah, now you hear it all the time like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
I hear it at work now.
That Duck says it's like the East Coast for y'all. Yeah, it's like the East Coast for y'all because it's plural. So it's yous guys or yous. You hear me say a lot, probably you guys, and when I say that, I mean that in a gender neutral way. I know someone said something to my sister about it not being gender neutral. But in New Jersey, and I think in most of the East Coast, we say you guys a lot, and it just means, hey everyone, you guys, hey everyone, right? But some older people take it a step further. They don't say you guys, they say use guys or use. Yeah, that Duck, it's kind of like dude. So he said we use dudes as gender neutral a lot here, which is like the song. You remember the song?
What song?
I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes, yeah. Keenan and Kel from the
the
burger,
that's right.
Good Burger movie.
Welcome to Good Burger, home on the Good Burger. Can I take your order? That one.
Yeah, that movie. Death Duck says I've only ever had issues with non-Californians on my use of the word dude. There's always someone out there with an issue about something.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta deflect. Unless it's a real issue, but saying dude is not a real issue.
I think they said dude a lot too.
In California or here?
Yeah, I know in California. I've lost a lot of my mannerisms. But yeah, dude is pretty common.
I mean, they say dude here too. Maybe not as often as in California, but people say dude. Dude.
Surfer dude.
What were we even talking about?
I don't know.
Watermelon. Oh yeah, watermelon. It was pretty good. But anyway, on Saturday we're gonna be making bread pudding. Death Duck already knows what bread pudding is. He made it himself in a dream with breadcrumbs, and it sounds like the Hansel and Gretel version of bread pudding. Okay, and next week on Wednesday I won't be here. Death Duck says dream pudding. I won't be here on Wednesday. I take the last Wednesday of every month off, and next Wednesday is the last Wednesday of April. So next week on Wednesday, I won't be doing the Midweek Toast. I'll be taking off to catch up on some stuff, probably some editing of some videos or putting recipes up, whatever I have to do. And then, then after that, it'll be back to normal.
It's almost the end of April?
I know it looks weird, but look at the calendar. Next Wednesday is the last Wednesday of April. Yeah. It is.
Where does the time go?
That's because I think the last day of April is on a Tuesday, so it's just kind of weird. But I've already done 3 Wednesdays this month. Next Wednesday's the last one. Death Duck says time is relentless. Time keeps moving, keeps chugging along.
Boy, I'll say, slow down.
Get off my lawn. Time. But yeah. And I guess that's all the updates I have. Death Duck says, except on the quantum level, strange things happen there, they are finding. The more they talk about these types of things, like quantum physics, the more I'm starting to believe that it's fake.
Why?
Because it doesn't sound real. People say like there's multiple universes, like one event happening in one place can affect another event happening in another place.
I guess because it all sounds theoretical.
Yeah, it sounds like it's not real. I'm pretty skeptical of the whole quantum physics thing.
I think it's all very interesting.
I think men usually think it's more interesting than women.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I think men are like, that's interesting. And women are like,
Because
nonsense.
I think to some extent we want the movies to be true.
Yo, you want the
Yeah.
multiple universes to be true?
I think we've all practiced our Matrix dodge at some point. Like, I knew that was going to come in handy. There was a meme on Instagram where a bear was coming into a liquor store, right? And then there was like a guy that was on his way out, and the bear comes, and then the meme says like, every guy has trained for this moment his entire life. We're like, all right, dude, let's bear wrestle.
I've heard a lot of guys talk about what would happen if they saw a bear. Like, I've heard that conversation a lot. But Death Duck has a good point. Death Duck says germs didn't sound real, so we got really good microscopes. That's true, and I bet we had these conversations back then. I bet women were like, germs aren't real. The more they talk about germs, the more I'm starting to believe it's just a demon. Okay? I think it's not germs. I think it's possession. Clip that out of context.
You're cuckoo.
I'm very cuckoo. Death Duck says, yes, women in antiquity, yeah. Yeah.
What's antiquity?
Like, the olden days.
The quantums.
It's not real.
Could be real. God knows what we're doing in another universe. Having different kinds of veggies.
You think the other universe is the same as this universe, but there's different types of veggies? It's like that movie, is it like Everywhere All at Once or something?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was about multiple universes.
That was a fun movie.
I think it went on too long, but I think it was good. If OK Mom is in the chat, I think she'd like that movie. It was fun. It was a good time. The dad was the best character. He needed more screen time.
He was also in a Marvel show, Loki, where there was different universes and different timelines.
Did he play somebody's silly dad?
No.
Not good
so
enough.
Not as good, right? Not as good.
Not as good. I totally had a crush on the dad in that movie. I love silly dads. Now that I'm 30.
That's where I'm practicing my dad jokes.
Once you turn 30, you just like silly dads.
Gotta grow out my dad bod.
Dad bod plus. When I first met Gonzalito, we mentioned this last week, but he was 50 pounds heavier. I still loved him, of course. But he said once he told me that, oh, I just have a dad bod. He said that he just had a dad bod. And I didn't say this out loud, but in my head I thought, dad bod plus. And now, I told him. That's what I thought. Dad bod plus.
Just a little cushion for the pushing?
Just a little cushion. Don't be vulgar. And, yeah, now I think maybe dad bod. Before dad bod plus.
And the world has turned so much colder since I lost my layer of protection.
You used to like the winter.
I love the winter because I love snow.
That duck says, why did the blind man fall down the well? Do you know the answer to this one, Gonzalo?
He thought it was the sea?
He thought it was a sea.
I don't know.
He couldn't see that well. Have to keep a little armor on us. Yeah, for the colds. Now you get colds, right? All the time like a little old lady.
My hands are cold right now, and it's probably not that cold out.
It's not cold out. Maybe because you're eating the oranges?
Yeah, remember before I used to almost radiate heat?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Where did it go? I need more cafecito.
That was coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, We actually went a little longer than usual, which is good. I don't know if anyone's here anymore except Death Duck. Death Duck, thank you for staying with us for so long. You were first, and I think you're also last.
The bear fans there.
The bear fan. Oh, that was the bear fan, not Death Duck, who said that. So the bear fan, thank you for staying with us too. The Death Duck says, I thought we were transitioning to dad jokes. We were transitioning to dad jokes. The bear fan, you're not nobody. I just both of your names start with D. That was what it was. So my brain got tricked. Just us bears and ducks left. Yeah, that's who's left. Yeah. So you guys already know who's in the chat, but I'll do it in case someone else is lurking here. So
Death Duck, we didn't mean to duck on the topic.
Next week we'll have, or not next Wednesday, but you're working on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So we'll have more dad jokes soon. My husband loves dad jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys probably already know this, but if anyone else is lurking in the chat, these are my socials. I'm on YouTube. I mostly just post the VODs on YouTube, but I also sometimes post shorter videos of things we make, so you don't have to watch the whole hours-long video to see what we were making. But you can also watch the hours-long video to see what we're making. I'm on Discord, like you know. Instagram. I post updates on Instagram. So, for example, if I'm going to cancel the stream or something, that never happened yet, but if I had to do that, I'd post it on Instagram and also on Twitch stories, but nobody ever looks at Twitch stories, I noticed. So, you can look at Twitch stories too, but I also post updates on Instagram, and I post all the pictures on Instagram of what we made, and I also, post updates about my cottage bakery. If you guys are curious about that, I'll post that on Instagram. I'm also on Pinterest, but that's really just for the recipes. So if you guys are interested in the recipes, I pin them on Pinterest. So you guys can pin them too on my Pinterest. And you guys know my website already. I'll post that again. I also post all my recipes on my website, which is where the pins lead. They'll lead to the blog portion of my website. Yes, that duck. Your ducks are really cute. He has a duck emote for everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now that duck, now you have the bread emotes too. Oh wait, where are my emotes? I guess I just can't see them. I just don't know. There you go. I just don't know how to use my chat. Okay, that's fine. Yes, cute little bread. But thank you guys for coming. I hope to see you on Saturday where we're making bread pudding. My husband won't be here. I hate crying bread. You don't like that emote, or you just don't like soggy bread? Because I think that emote is funny. Because it's crying bread and he's making himself soggy. So I think that emote is funny. But yes, I don't like soggy bread either. But I like that emote. But we'll see you on Saturday. Well, I'll see you on Saturday. We are, making bread pudding at 9 a.m. and we're going to have fun. We're not baking this week. Well, we are baking, but we're not making like a sourdough loaf this week. But, if you guys have any ideas for baking, you can leave them on my Discord. I have a section on Discord for ideas and suggestions. And I've been putting down ideas for myself in that section so I don't forget them. But really, it's for you guys to give me ideas. So if you guys have any ideas or any suggestions for stuff to make,
I'm going to join Discord and put nothing but conchas on there.
You can join Discord.
And conchas.
You can do it. You're allowed.
Spoiled.
So I will see everyone on Saturday. Thank you all for coming. Bye, everyone.